Hello, this will be a channel message for you, for your highest good, and I trust that it found you at the perfect time. I really appreciate you being here with me in this moment, and as always, I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you. You are doing amazing, truly, and I feel the really heavy energy. I see the challenges and the limitations and the emotional overwhelm, potentially. But you are doing incredibly well. You've got this. You've been showing up anyway and doing the work. And around all of this really heavy energy that I see, I get this really clear channeled message that says, you are going to be getting paid to be yourself. You are literally going to be physically supported in this life for being you. I'm talking about the right help, the resources, the people, the right team members, the right soul tribe family members coming in for you. There is going to be so much celebration and recognition for all of this amazing work that you've been doing, because you're being recognized in the higher realms, right? In the higher dimensions. There is recognition here from your highest version of self. Your angels see all of the work here, and there is a direct line of communication that is opening up between you and these divine aspects of yourself, which are your spirit guides and your angels, your divine aspects of self. There are going to be so many downloads coming in for you. There is going to be so much information being received on an internal level, really connecting to these internal guidance systems, right? And the situation that we find ourselves in right now is like the test. It's like the process of actually molding ourselves into this new version of self that has the faith, that is willing to be led by that intuitive nudge. There's a lot that comes with that. This can be very emotionally triggering. This can require letting go of a lot of control. This requires holding space for ourselves and supporting ourselves on an emotional level, maybe in ways that we haven't been able to do before. This is developing a sense of internal validation that is so concrete, that is such a strong foundation that we can build upon. And this is how we're going to be stepping into this new stage of our life where we are receiving everything that we need just by being in our true authenticity. This is what is being developed at this time. And it's not always easy. This is a safe space here, right? We can acknowledge that sometimes this journey has its ups and downs. Sometimes this journey can feel a little bit lonely, right? Because not everybody can do what you've been doing. Not everybody can walk that path. Not everybody can do the amount of inner healing at the rate that you've been doing. You have been furiously shining a light. This is what I'm getting. Furiously shining a light on shadow aspects of yourself. The parts of you that didn't want to be seen, that felt comfortable, right? That felt like it had control. And you are moving into a new and improved version of self, a new and improved reality. All of the upgrades, all of the support, changes in the way that we work and we have to show up. And there is so much more leverage here. There's so much more of a community aspect. There's so much more flow. The money, I'm getting the pentacles. The money just flows. The money just flows in, right? Because what we're doing is looking at ways that we've been stuck, in a sense, over the course of lifetimes. This is like a major karmic loop that is coming to completion here. I'm getting the energy of surrender. Big time. There's a way that we've been doing things that no longer works. Now I'm seeing the Eight of Pentacles like the Tower card. And there's nothing to fear here. You are literally being delivered to this new version of self, which is the High Priestess on the feminine side, clarified by this muck. So there is a purging that's happening here. We are pulling out all of this gunk and separating ourselves from this negative energy so that we can tap into this new version of self that is so connected to the divine. The manifestations, this is what I'm getting, the speed at which it all comes in. You think of something without a level of attachment to it and it just comes in. It's these small miracles. The manifestations are going to be speeding up. And pay attention to this. Pay attention maybe to the small things that you think about that manifest instantly, because they come from a place of detachment. They come from a place of not caring at all. So it just comes in. You are fully stepping into your power. And this internal sense of validation and confidence and faith is going to allow us to propel things forward and manifest the things that we really need. Manifest the things that we so strongly desire at this time. So again, there's nothing to fear with this Eight of Pentacles kind of tower element here. And I'm getting like Mars energy. Mars rules the tower. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. The devil energy here. Pluto moving out of Capricorn into Aquarius. Aquarius is detached. Aquarius is decentralized, right? Power to the people, right? Sharing everything around and actually being able to manifest everything that we need in our own life without being controlled by other people. This devil is the sense of control. And we're learning self-control through really challenging situations. Again, it's okay to acknowledge that. You're doing so well to move through this. But we're becoming a version of self that doesn't need the external validation. We are becoming a version of self that doesn't need the evidence. Full moon in Leo as a shadow aspect. We do not need to care about what other people think. It's a non-issue. This is the state of being that we're moving into right now. We don't need the external validation because we have ourselves. And we see the massive amounts of value that we bring to the table here. You bring something so special into this equation. And that's why you're being molded into the leader that you are, because other people look up to you. Other people see that you're walking your own way. You're doing your own thing. You're following the path. And this has a massive effect on the state of the world. It's like a butterfly effect. Other people see this work that you've been doing. Right? They're still trying to like figure out what it is you're doing. Right? Some of this stuff, it might be a bit alien to the people around you. And some people, they can't help themselves, right? There's still these shadow aspects that really that really kind of inspire them to try to pull us down, right? Pull us down into a lower frequency. There's heavy energy around us that we're working through here. I get this card, sometimes we feel completely out of sync with the people around us. When you don't agree with what the people around you are doing, step away for a moment and think about what you want to do. That is one of our gifts at this time, to really lean into that energy. Pull yourself out of the energy if you need to, the stuff that's going on around you, and tap into that inner state of being. It's like we're learning to do that at this time. And it requires faith. Walking that path, doing your own thing, it requires faith. I get Pisces and Sagittarius energy as shadow aspects also, which is our faith and understanding in this expansion process. Understanding that not everything is as it seems. Understanding that sometimes we get intuitively led in a certain direction and we don't necessarily understand why. But what we need to focus on is how we're going to get there, or how we're going to support ourselves through the process of getting there. Not worrying too much about the logic and the limitations and the what ifs, right? This is learned behavior. This has been picked up along the way, but this isn't our true authentic self. This isn't our soul self. Because our soul self doesn't see the limitations, no matter what it is. Like it doesn't see the lack, right? It sees that everything is possible. It's working from a higher perspective outside of linear time, right? And what I get is every journey begins with a first step. Have patience when a task seems overwhelming, and start by doing one small thing rather than everything at once. Even when the journey is overwhelming. Guys, the Five of Cups is a journey. It's a process of emotional healing. The process of emotional healing and letting go, supporting ourselves through it, and when ready, when we feel able, feeling like we can walk forward, like we can move in a different direction, like we can let go. That's what the Five of Cups is. So you're being asked to continue to nurture yourself through this process, hold space for yourself, because you're doing amazing. And there is so much value in what you're doing right now. Trust the timing, guys. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I was just talking about how our higher self sees things outside of the perspective of linear time. Things are being divinely arranged for you to meet these goals, to be able to obtain these desires, to be able to be supported as your own authentic, unique being, to be paid to be yourself. This is happening for you, and it's turning you, this process is turning you into a version of self that can make it happen, that can have that radical state of inner control and not really caring about what other people think. If I'm honest, not really caring about getting the evidence from the 3D, because you're creating your own universe. You're being asked to create your own life at this time, create your own universe, create your own rules. We all do this differently, right? Everybody manifests differently. You don't have to do it a certain way. There's an inner voice, there's an inner connection that is going to be guiding you in the direction of new gifts, new abilities, right? New ways of communicating with other people. I get this, star family. You're part of a team of souls. Call in support. Now is the time to be asking for these answers. Ask from a place of gratitude. Ask from a place of already having the thing, and just know that these angels, these spirit guides, are divine aspects of you. They are part of your being. And they want to see you win because they are you. There is no separation there. You are so supported by your higher state of being. And like I said, everything is being arranged around you, for you. Cosmic ancestors see the light by staying grounded. Yo, this is a card of being part of something bigger. There is a bigger purpose here. There is a mystery element. There are things that we don't necessarily see here. And you are going to be serving the world in ways that, I mean, we can really have a hard time conceptualizing. It's hard to imagine the future. It's hard to imagine how it's all going to pan out. And I understand you guys understand. I understand you guys know how it is you want to feel, which is like the Sun card flying straight out. We want to feel like the Sun card, and like the child on the Sun card, we got to trust that we're going to be able to get there. We got to trust that we're going to be led. And the sunflowers on the Sun card, they always make me think about going where spirit needs us to go, because of the young sunflower, right? The young sunflower, when it blooms, right, it will follow the sun. It will go where they will go in the direction of wherever the sun is coming from, or whatever, however you want to say it, right? You are being led by your soul self, by this divine masculine energy in a way. There is something leading you here. This is this intuitive calling. This is the knowing. And through letting go of the logic, letting go of the how, letting go of any kind of like really high standards for self, negative self-talk, all right, perfectionist kind of energy, and letting go of like having to really set plans or think long term, which, I mean, that's a whole other conversation about setting long term plans and trying to create some kind of rigid process that we know is going to work, because I feel like it creates comfort in our life, like it creates a sense of control, right? Anytime I try to make these long term plans, doesn't necessarily pan out the way that it needs to, right? I always get to where I want to go in the end, but the process of how I get there, it is never that straightforward. It never looks how I think it's going to pan out, right? So through letting go of that, there's so much freedom. Like, there's so much play, being connected to this childlike version of self that doesn't necessarily make plans. The childlike version of self that, I mean, doesn't need to play it small and put itself down, right? Seven of Swords, I'm really getting this, like, trying to get away with something, or feeling guilty, like feeling guilty for playing, feeling guilty for taking time off, feeling guilty for like taking that inspired intuitive action in the past, because we've been talked out of it. There's belief systems that we picked up along the way. There's learned behaviors, right? And we are healing that. It's like part of our soul's journey here, to free ourselves from the wheel, right? To actually recognize where we've been trying to control on a deeper level here. There's layers to this, where we've been trying to control by making plans, plan out their outcomes in a sense, right? And it's been limiting our ability to play and shine and be our authentic self. What have I been saying? Like getting paid to be yourself. And when there's a part of us, subconsciously or unconsciously, that doesn't necessarily have faith that it's safe to be ourselves, it creates problems. And this is like our gift at this time, is to recognize where that's been going on and to just take one step in the direction of our intuition, to have faith and take one step in the direction of this high priestess energy and trust that we are being led in ways that don't necessarily make logical sense. This is huge with the judgment card below this too. It's going to take like radical acceptance of self and looking back into the past. I mean, it's okay to look back into the past and identify where maybe we were playing out this pattern of behavior, trying to control or trying to play it small, trying to play it safe, right? And then feeling guilty about it. Like this misalignment in self. Like it's okay to recognize that stuff because we're moving forward here. Like there's so much healing that's being done, so much healing in the past, and so much healing right now through this self-awareness and just being able to feel all of this stuff, like the Five of Cups, like to hold space for self through this process. And look at what I get. The Fool. This is what we're trying to attain, getting back to that soul version of self that doesn't see the limitations, that is in the frequency of its full creative soul potential. It can create whatever it wants. It can go wherever it wants to go. And don't be afraid to be the newbie, right? Don't be afraid to be the student, to get advice, to not know where you're going or what you're doing, right? This is really interesting now, this message I'm getting, because you are a pioneer in a sense. Like you're doing things that other people haven't done before. You're doing things in a way that is congruent with your true soul self. You're showing up for yourself. And people are noticing this, I get. Even if it's subtle, even if it's on some kind of an energetic level here, you're getting attention. Now my nose is going haywire. you're getting attention for this stuff that you're doing, even in subtle ways. And people want to see how it's going to pan out. People are looking at you going like, how's this going to work for this person? This new sense of faith, right? So we got to be really careful not to fall into this frequency of like, I better get it right because people are watching me, right? I'm doing something new. I'm taking a risk. I've been taking that leap. If it doesn't pan out, what are people going to think, right? Our gift at this time is to pull ourselves back out of that energy when people don't agree with what we're doing here. Our gift is to pull ourselves out of that and stay aligned with our true soul self. Keep listening to that call. Keep being the Fool. And don't worry about making mistakes or things not panning out perfectly or whatever. So Saturn's in my third house right now, and I got to film videos and talk about stuff. You know, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. It's just not. But I mean, what is perfect? It's all subjective anyway. You know, so it doesn't even matter. This is just like these deep aspects of self, right? It just comes back to wounding, trauma, being criticized in the past, having to grow up too fast, being given too much responsibility early in life, and not enough emotional support. Too much like connection to the physical realm in a way, like needing it. It's like a value being tied into productivity thing. Now is what I'm getting, this Capricorn energy. Like what you produce is your value. This is how we control you, right? This is the past energy. This is the tower that's falling away, right? And it's so not the Fool. So to be in the energy of the Fool, and to, like this card says here, I mean, every journey begins with a first step. It's actually perfect with this like Luke Skywalker kind of action. The Five of Cups is this journey, and every journey begins with a first step. Have patience when a task seems overwhelming. Like the Fool is just interested in taking that first step, taking that leap. He's not worried about the future outcomes or whatever. Like he's just kind of in his thing. He's in his own journey, right? And you can just do one small thing. and see like how far that's going to get you. That's what I'm getting, is like, because of the work that we're doing now, like it's creating so much more leverage and so much more movement. But again, it comes back to like not needing to see the evidence of that right away. Like sometimes it's like the perception of what we're doing looks a little bit like this, and it looks challenging, and there's people around us that disagree. It feels uncomfortable on an internal level. Doesn't look like we're getting results. It all just kind of looks like, why are we doing this? Why am I being put in these situations? Like it feels like a tower moment. But on the other side of it is the new opportunity. The Ace of Pentacles. On the other side of the tower is the new opportunity. Yo, I'm telling you. Getting paid to be yourself. This is a real thing. This is it, I'm telling you. Guys, it's so clear. The message is so clear. Getting paid to be yourself. To be your unique, authentic self, because there's no one like you. Why? Because you're the magician. Because you said so. Getting paid to be yourself because you decided. It's up to you. You have your own rules of creation, and it's about leveraging your beliefs, your emotional state of being, and being able to feel in a frequency of calm. Feel yourself in a frequency of peace and abundance, and having the resources. Not worrying about any kind of external evidence or validation at this time. You are seriously being leveled up when it comes to maintaining an inner state of abundance. And everything's going to come in around that. That's the thing. You just got to keep nurturing yourself, keep doing this emotional work like you've been doing, keep getting the rest, keep looking in the mirror and telling yourself that you love yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I love you. I love you so much. You know what? Me? You know what, me? You have so much value in this world, and not everybody is going to see that. Not everybody is on the path. Not everybody is going to understand, and that's okay. That's fine. They're on their own path. We all get to where we want to go eventually, right? And it's this winding process that doesn't seem super linear, so we can put all that down. We don't have to worry about what other people are thinking right now. We just got to continue to nurture ourselves, be kind to ourselves, feel good about ourselves, because what happens, like through some kind of organic natural progression, we really start to express our true authentic nature. We shine our light, and this is how it happens. People start looking at you going, who is this person? And they start to hear about all of the challenges, everything that you've dealt with up until this point. I mean, here's the silver lining. Like with all of this really challenging heavy energy and all of this shadow work that's being done at this point, being done up until this point and at this point, yo, that's your story. All of the challenges that you've been working through and everything that you've experienced in this lifetime, that is your story. That is your value. That is your way of helping people. Now I'm getting a download, like look at Chiron in your chart. Look at where Chiron sits in your chart. That's going to be your superpower in a way. This is the wounding. This is what we went through that really molded us into who we truly are, because we had to step up. We had to make the decision to heal that. So we didn't want to be stuck anymore. We don't want to be limited by the pain that we felt in the past, right? We don't want to recycle this stuff. We're moving forward. We're moving into a new space, and we're creating a better world for everybody. We're serving ourselves and serving the people around us in ways that we've never done before. And that's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of it right there. Like, that's what it all comes down to, is that these challenging experiences that you've had in your life, that's your gift. That's your gift. That's how you're able to help other people. Everything that you've been through, all of this experience and this wisdom that you have, right? That's your value right there. Enthusiasm, self-care, appreciation. Yo. Enthusiasm, self-care, and appreciation. For all of this, like, amazing work that you've been doing and continuing to nurture yourself through this purging process so that you can tap into that intuitive voice. And what's on the other side of that? Success, confidence. Everything I've been saying in this reading. Getting paid to be yourself, for real. Getting physically supported in this world. Just by being your unique, authentic self, because you bring so much new, special energy into this world. You're doing things in a way that I've never done before, and no one can do it like you can. No one can do it like you can. So, I'm totally feeling that. I might leave it there, because I'm really feeling that message, and I love that. Again, like, you guys are doing so well. You're doing amazing. Your higher version of self sees it all. And there's people around you that are looking at you. That's what I got from this message. There's people that are low-key, like, sussing you out, trying to see where it's all going to go. Have faith. Have faith that you're going in the right direction. Have faith that these downloads and these intuitive nudges are leading you to where you need to go. And there's going to be a celebration through this healing. That's what it comes down to. It's a healing process, and you're being celebrated for all of the amazing work that you're doing. It's coming in for real. So I'll totally leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me. I have so much love for you, and I just really appreciate you guys showing up every day and supporting me through all of this. And I'm right there with you. Don't worry. This week has been a bit of a doozy for me, and it's really pushing me to the proverbial limits of my being, and I'm totally right there with you guys. Like, I'm having to really emotionally support myself through some the ups and downs, right? All the fun that comes with the journey. So we totally got this together, guys. We got this for real. You're doing amazing, and you're working through stuff that I mean, I don't think we could have handled this stuff, in the past. Like, we're ready for some major change in the 3D here. So with that, I'll totally leave it there. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me, guys. I love and appreciate you so, so deeply. And I absolutely cannot wait to do it all again in the next reading. Love you guys. Bye-bye.